Hey everyone, it's Ace. Welcome back to another video. This Friday is the day that they're going to be testing next Battlefield 6 Labs playtest. We are also going to go over the recommended PC specs for Battlefield Labs. Also going to go over a bunch of things related to MBT and LV upgrades in Battlefield 6 and so much more in today's video. If you are new here, hey, welcome to the video. My name is Ace. I post 2 to 3 Battlefield videos a week and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. I really upload a bunch of Battlefield 6 related content, and I play all Battlefield games that are available to me when I'm active in the European time zone. So if this is something that's up your alley, then consider leaving a like and a subscription. And without further ado, let's get into the leak about the playtest. Here it is on the screen right now. This comes from Battlefield Reddit, and the guy says, playtest officially confirmed April 25th. And I will immediately admit, I thought it's going to be a bit later, maybe at the start of May. It's currently Easter holidays in Europe. But no, it's going to be this Friday, and it's going to be from EU, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. CST. I can confirm that the previous tests were also from that time period. So it's going to be 2-hour test as usual, and then NA, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. PDT. Now, the important part here is what they're going to focus on, of course, if the leak is correct. And it says combat pacing, time to kill, and time to death. If that leak is to be trusted, this is perhaps the most important playtest Battlefield 6 has ever performed, because those 3 things, combat pacing, time to kill, and time to death, are basically the bread and butter of first-person shooters. Now, the only thing that concerns me here isn't time to kill and time to death yet, because we haven't seen much of a good player playing a game. We've seen a bunch of people playing the game, and I don't want to flame anyone, but we haven't seen a very good player play the game, so we can really see how fast the time to kill is, time to death, and so on. But what we have seen, for sure, is combat pacing. And I'm guessing what they mean here by combat pacing testing, they want to see how often are you in combats, how does the map flow, and so on. And I will admit that from the footage I was watching on Telegram, I've seen really a lot of footage, there's a lot of downtime in the Battlefield Lab. Sometimes you just don't see anybody for a long time. People are generally gravitating towards going into those buildings. Perhaps people just exploring, right? I mean, it's a brand new game. People want to see the maps. There were 2 maps now available, so perhaps it was that. So we don't know yet. But this time it seems that they're really going to focus on telling people, hey, we want that you play the game, and we want to see how the map flows. Maybe that's the thing they want to get data on. And then after that, I would say, okay, then let's put a good player into Battlefield Labs, somebody who really is an expert in, killing people. So then we see how fast the time to kill is. Perhaps it's lightning fast, yet we never seen real clips of somebody performing those lightning fast kills. So that's gonna be what they're gonna be testing this Friday, and I hope it's gonna be a very good test. Now, I also get questions from many of you who are my subscribers. How do I know if I was invited to Battlefield Labs? And I will tell you immediately that many of the emails that they were sending out, at least in the first and the second wave of Battlefield Labs, were sent directly to your spam folder. So please make sure that you do check your spam folder if you get an email. And right now on the screen is exactly how that email is going to look when you do receive it for the Battlefield playtest. You're going to get an email, it looks like this, and then you will also be required to join a Discord with them. They don't tell you this here, but after you get in, you will get, a notification that you need to join Discord. So if you are somebody who doesn't really use Discords and this type of social media, you will need it, because as far as I'm aware, you cannot play Battlefield playtest unless you join the Discord. So that's something you have to be aware. And when you do join the Discord, there you will have access to other, obviously, playtesters, to creators who are there, and devs and so on. So I'm just giving you a heads up of what you might need to actually play Battlefield Labs. Now, this next leak, I'm not sure if this was ever part of an official information. I tried to dig a little bit. I couldn't find anything. So I got this from Telegram. So take this as you will. But considering the new playtest is starting this Friday and you might be invited to play and you have, a piss poor computer, this is why I'm showing right now the PC specs that were required for Battlefield Labs, just as a friendly reminder that you might need a computer to run this game instead of having a calculator. So here it is on the screen. You can see it requires, decent setup from a couple of years ago for you to play the game, obviously, without any problems. So just keep that in mind. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to the main battle tank datamine leak for Abrams and Leopard. This is datamine, so take it as you will. It says primary ammo for the tank, Empath and APFSDS. Secondary ammo, switch to option. I'll get over that in a minute. HE shell, canister, and guided shell. Now, this switch to option is something I've always wanted for the Battlefield tanks in Battlefield. I see a bunch of infantry sitting in a building. I want HE shells so I can splash them all. I see a guy head glitching 150 meters away. I want canister shell so I can blow his head off. I see somebody laser designated another tank or a helicopter, a jet, or whatever, a behemoth. I want guided shell. But, the older Battlefield games always restricted us in that nature. So, you know, you pick usually your LMG and this is all you have. Now, it's going to have a switch to option, of course, if this leak is correct. Very interesting for the tank. It's going to make tank obviously much more versatile because you're going to have answers for a lot of situations. But I think it's fair considering that the vehicle station philosophy, if you remember what they said, is going to be based in the middle of the map. So yeah, if you need ammo, then you got to go there, and then the switch to option might help you actually secure that middle point, in my humble opinion. Then we have the driver secondary weapon slot. It's the coax light machine gun, pretty standard stuff. And then we have driver equipment slot, emergency damage control. I'm guessing this is going to be some type of a countermeasure. This is basically just fire extinguisher from BF4, smoke discharger, and APS. APS, max item from Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 2042. We are going to have to see, of course, how strong it is. Is it going to be as good as those games? We don't know. Is it going to be better? We don't know. We're going to have to see. But the leak suggests it's returning. And then we have, of course, the passive ability slots for the tank. We have field maintenance. It says improves the the rate of passive health and ammo regeneration. I'm not sure what this ammo regeneration means. So are there stations there or not? You know, I don't know what wording it is. Perhaps it's only that you regenerate ammo faster when you're next to a station. Then we have durability. Additional armor reduces max speed and maneuverability, but provides resistance to all damage. If I'm not mistaken, I might be mistaken, I really haven't played a lot of tanks in Battlefield 5. Didn't the Tiger have something like this? Or did the Tiger only have something that made it so you cannot stick explosive to him? But this sounds to be in that fashion. Then we have enhanced loading systems. I mean, this is just autoloader from Battlefield 4, sorry, but it only works at 75 HP. I'm not sure why it has that double negative, but okay. Then we have improved handling, improves the vehicle's turning rate and aiming speed. Yeah, I mean, if I had to pick a passive here, obviously I'm picking the last one because I want to have improved vehicle turn rate and aiming speed immediately, because this is something that affects your ability to protect your team and to make openings and kill people and other threat vehicles. So these passive ability slots, I don't like any of them, honestly. They're all boring and annoying. So hopefully those are going to change if the leak is to be trusted. Now, the Bradley, I wanted to go over the Bradley as well, but Bradley also has a lot of things, but it's in the similar fashion to the main battle tank, so we're going to go over the Bradley in a separate video, because the tank, I didn't think the tank is going to take me so much time to discuss. But yeah, guys, honestly, other than the passive ability slots, which I don't like, everything else looks solid. The switch to option is a highly requested feature. I'm pretty sure I wasn't the only one who wanted this feature for the tank. If you were also a person who wanted that switch for the tank, then let me know down in the comment section. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna wrap this video up. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you're new, as I said, I post 2 to 3 videos a week, so consider subscribing for infinite, literally infinite Battlefield 6 leaks and content and so on. If you're my regular sub, as always, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like and comment for the algo, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye bye.